Next topic. Did AEW save wrestling? Did AEW save WWE? Sid? Yes, but why yes?
I would say, yeah, definitely, because AEW was a real enough competitor that it provoked changes to happen. A lot of changes started happening because of AEW existing. And I think one of the biggest ones is guys getting more money and demanding more money.
Yeah. And,
And I think that has been huge and great for wrestlers. And overall, wrestling's been, I would say, in one of the best periods in terms of quality of overall wrestling you can get access to, has been in one of its best periods overall for a couple years because AEW forced WWE to change. And I would argue that TNA has improved because of it as well.
yeah. And of course, pro wrestling nerds are always like, I wish wrestlers made more money. Well, thanks to AEW, they are. And here's the second thing. I only think, did it save pro wrestling? I think it saved WWE. Think about it. When is WWE fans, us together forever in the butt, or whatever their fucking slogan is, when are you most defending WWE? When WCW was around. WCW went down and it fucking tanked. And then you guys are like, oh, fucking WWE never... Dude, what are you talking about? WWE has hit hard times before, right? So they tanked.
It's true, but I don't think WWE would ever die. I think it would just become really stagnant as a product, but it would sort of just... It would live on in the sense of like soap opera at that point.
Maybe.
I don't think it would ever truly die.
But my point is, well, it really just depends on what TKO does now. Giant corporations have fucked little companies before, especially with mergers. AOL, Time Warner, anyone?
Oh, yeah.
And I don't mean to call WWE a little company, but if a company buys you, you're smaller than that company. Yeah. I know that sounds... but here's the thing. With AEW, there's so many people. There's so many people that are pro WWE that were not watching the product. And it shows. It absolutely shows. So I think it saved pro wrestling, and I honestly think if you despise AEW, and there are people out there that despise AEW, WWE benefits from that. WWE benefits from that so much. It's like there's fans out there. Go to a Twitter, an average Twitter guy that tweets about AEW sucking and WWE being good, right? Go to him. He can't celebrate a WWE win without bashing AEW. That means when AEW is gone, he will have nothing to talk about, and he will be gone. Anytime they have some legit competition, and people are like, oh, there ain't legit competition. It's like they're changing the way they do stuff. It's legit competition.
I mean, you can look at it with how immediately, like, they're like, oh, a Survivor Series defeated the Collision Continental Classic Rampage Collision Double Show in the head-to-head. And it's like, you mean to tell me a WWE Big Four pay-per-view that was rumored to have a massive Chicago return outperformed the show just nobody cares about for AEW?
I know.
No.
How are you gonna outperform R-Truth? Come on, get your shit together, internet.
You're telling me CM Punk's old show lost to CM Punk's new show?
But here's the thing: like, if it wasn't for AEW, I think a lot of these companies wouldn't have the fire under their ass to do it. And competition is good. And there are a bunch of fucking losers out there that have nothing going on in life except rooting for number one. I have an Apple. It's like they have no personality. That's all they got going for them. And
I think it encouraged TNA, but in the sense that I would wager TNA felt more like, if they're doing it, why can't we?
100%.
Not as like, oh, look at those two titans, but more as like, we can do this too.
Yeah. And it's just a situation that I think they saved pro wrestling, but above that, I think they saved WWE. I think without AEW, 98% of WWE fans don't fucking tweet, don't fucking mention it, don't,
Without AEW, you don't have CM Punk right now.
Yeah.
Just flat out, you don't have CM Punk right now without AEW.
And all that, but like, would TKO lean towards the better product? Like, TKO chose Triple H over Vince McMahon, and I feel like most pro wrestlers, WWE or pro wrestling fans, think Triple H's WWE is better than Vince McMahon's WWE. I think everyone could agree on that.
Yeah.
There's no way TKO picks Triple H over Vince if there's no AEW. Why would they? They don't have to fucking... they are the hottest thing in town. So, to me, it's crazy. Because, like, let's say all these fans get what they want and AEW goes under. Do you really think they're going to re-sign your favorite? Do you think they're really going to give a fuck what's popular and what's not? LA Knight's run does not exist with Vince McMahon at the helm. If you like LA Knight and you don't think AEW had anything to do with it, that's fucking insane. There's no fucking way LA Knight in a million years gets his push. You were about to say something, Raccoon?
Wasn't he a TNA guy?
He was a TNA guy, but you don't think... Okay, let's play the AEW doesn't exist. Vince still has power. All right, you have a TNA guy, and he goes out there and goes, yeah! Yeah! Vince is like, I don't get it, and squashes it, and he has to fucking go under to everyone. Don't believe me? Ask Zack Ryder. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, you don't get over on your own.
There's no fucking way LA Knight succeeds without AEW competition. None. The fact is, Vince would be fucking beyond pissed. Did this motherfucker from Impact and NWA try to get over on his own? John, get out there. He's like, I don't even work here anymore. Get out there, John. Get out there.
Or else.
Yeah. So, and I think there should be a competition in everything. The more choices, the better. And I do think, even though I hate tribalists, they wouldn't exist if AEW goes under. If AEW goes under, they're like... Because the thing is, we've seen it. Us older fans have seen it. WCW went under. And a lot of people are like, oh, WWE is more people watching out. No, it's not true. Statistically speaking, it is not true. The Invasion has lost so many fucking fans. It's ridiculous. If you go up to anyone that's older and say, hey, man, you used to watch wrestling? It's always two answers. You ready? It's, I did when I was a kid, and then I touched the vagina, and I was like, I never want to see a pee-pee again. Weird, but it happens. Second is, yeah, I loved it until the Invasion. That's how most people left. Most people left because they're like, I have to love a woman, and if I do anything that the woman doesn't want me to do, I can't get laid. Fucking weird. It's absolutely fucking weird, guys. But hey, you do you. You do you. So, I think if AEW does go under, let's say it does, I think a lot of fans, even the most pro WWE fans, are going to stop watching WWE. I mean, there's people that all the material is, look, number one, beat it. Also, let me throw it out this way. You're going against a corporation, a giant corporation that has been out there since, what, the 50s, the 60s? Imagine in any business where you're going against a company that had basically close to a monopoly, if not had it one competitor at a time. For over 50 plus years, who started off in the biggest town during the territory days and it was handed to his son. That's what you're competing against. And like in 4 or 5 years, you're knocking on their door, you're 1/4 of the audience. Anyone is buying into that. Anyone is buying into that. All right. The only person who's not buying into